What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the FansToys Sovereign 2.0, or their version of a masterpiece scale Galvatron, but their second version of Galvatron. And this guy I got from Nick the Toy Guy. If you're interested, you can check out the link in the description. It has a coupon code as well if you want to get some discount on your order. This guy looks really nice paint. I did have to do some fixing out of the box. There was a part that was swapped on the heels. When we get to the transformation part, I'll show you what that does. But you only need to do that if you're going to transform it. If you're not going to transform it, you don't need to do it. It doesn't affect the robot mode, really. But the paint is really gorgeous. You got this metallic bluish purple. You got gunmetal paint here. We have the silver paint here. Translucent red for the abs, translucent red for the knees, more gunmetal down here, metallic orange for the cannon, the carrot, and we got the more metallic blue. The backpack does clean up pretty nicely back here. Also the arms, the fake treads clean up well as well. Let's go over the articulation. Here's the head sculpt. Just want to show you up close. You do have a little bit of red right here on the top. Head will go up to there, down to there, rotates around. It's a really good looking head sculpt and face. They did a great job on that. Shoulders can rotate around on a ratchet. Out to the side on a ratchet. It felt a little funny, so that's why I was looking a second time, but works okay. Out to the side, up to there. Rotation at the bicep, and this can be moved out of the way. You have a single jointed elbow, gets you past 90 degrees though, gets you up to there. Rotation at the wrist. You have an in and out movement at the wrist. Individually articulated fingers at 2 pins. Thumb is on a ball joint and a pin. Very nice, well done hands. It's the same style they've been using, but I just like the FansToys hands are one of the best in the business. The other arm is a little bit limited because you can't go out to the side. The cannon gets in the way. Just want to mention that, but it does have all the other articulation. Coming out of the waist, you have a waist rotation. You have an ab crunch. You have to lift up here, and you get, let's see, up to there, I think. Yeah, up to there. That's pretty good. Hip skirt will move out of the way. This front hip skirt is actually part of the thigh, which I like. It rotates with the leg. Gets you up to there on a ratchet joint. You have a double jointed knee. Let's see. And the knee pad itself is separate. Legs can go back to here. Oh, there's a hip skirt back here that moves out of the way. Legs can go back to there. If you move this hip skirt out of the way, legs can go out to the side. Actually, let's try this side just since that. Yeah, so it basically gets straight out to the side. It does hold there. It's a nice tolerance for the weight. A lot of die cast. The feet, but just in general, the hardware. Coming down to the feet. We have ankle tilts side to side. A little bit of forward and backward. I actually prefer that it doesn't go forward and backward so he doesn't fall forward. He's pretty heavy. So you can lean him forward a little bit, but it has a stopping point, which is good. All right, now we'll take a look at the accessories. And he does come with quite a bit of stuff. So first off, we get this alternate translucent orange blaster for the cannon. And you can open this up. And inside, there's this LED feature. It is translucent red up here. So if you remove this cover, you can open this up. And it's actually, the whole module is just tabbed in there, so you can actually take it out if you need to. And I found that it started to crack here on the edge of these bottom two. Not really sure why. I don't know if it's the paint that's cracking or the plastic that's cracking, but it's definitely cracked. I just recommend caution with this piece as you remove it. But here you're going to put in a CR1220. The switch is right here. So you do have to actually open it up. Unfortunately, I had a battery, but both of them ones I had were dead. So unfortunately, I'm not going to have it today for this review. But once you put it in there, you can press the button to turn it on. And then if you're in robot mode, you want the thin side out. If you're in alt mode, you want the thick side out. Go ahead, just tab this back together. And you can actually use this in two different ways. So first, unplug the other one. And then plug in the clear one. And you can either attach it the way I just showed you with this sliding T-shaped clip. It'll slide into this part on the arm. You can actually do it on either arm. It works. So whichever one you want, it's fine. Or you can rotate out this all the way. It kind of locks in place there. And then this will fit onto here. And I remember in Pig for Life's review, he said his was really stuck. Mine is actually loose. It just, not loose, but loose enough that I could just rotate it out like that with no problem. And then you can attach that here on top of the arm and just get that slid in all the way. And now you can have this look, you can have it kind of on the top of the arm, which I think, some people might prefer this way of displaying him. He also comes with some blast effect parts. So you get this, and there's two ends. So you get a curved one and a straight one. Let's put the straight one in. This is meant to go here in the end, but I find that it's too heavy. It's too heavy for the ratchet of the arm to hold it. So it tends to fall down. I don't know why they made this heavy. And the worst part is they made the same mistake with the original one. So here's the original one. It was a little bit different of a design, but it was also heavy. And I always wondered, why not just make it out of, translucent, basically hollow plastic? And this is even more solid than that. So because of the weight, it does fall down. But we do get an alternate part for this, which is this. So we can swap that with this. And this works better when you have the stand. But basically, this will act as like his, jet stream, taking off. And that'll work a lot better if you have the flight stand. So here's a flight stand adapter. And you do need to have the FansToys flight stand for this to work. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything for you. This will plug in right here on the back. So get this lined up and push that into that screw hole there. And then you can see it kind of sits flush on the bottom of his crotch there. All right, so here's the FansToys flight stand. I never knew why they made it in blue. It's actually one of FansToys' worst products ever. But you'll see there's a little slot here for those adapter pieces. So you can just slide that in. It pegs in. It does sit kind of solidly on there, so you don't have to worry about it falling down. And then we can rotate this down. And actually, we want to slide this up. So unpeg this, lift this up. Let's see. Hopefully it works on the highest one. Just barely. It just barely fits on the top rung of this stand. I don't know. I find this irritating that they gave us such a long blast effect for the purpose of displaying it on the stand, and it doesn't work. I have this extended as far as it'll go. That's really silly to me. So both of these blast effects seem pretty useless to me. All right, we also get a matrix done in chrome diecast and a metal chain with blue jewel in the middle, translucent blue. And you can put this over his neck and have him wear it if you want. Or you could put it in his hand. Just have him holding it and recreate a scenes from the cartoon or from the movie. So whatever you want to do, You can have something like that. Nice looking matrix overall. It's pretty much modeled after the MP10, but it looks like it's been changed slightly from the original. Here's the original, and it's a little bit smaller. And last but not least, we get some alternate faces. So first, let's just take a look at the face that's on there. There is the stock face. Really well done. I love the metallic red eyes. The color and the overall sculpt looks really good. But let's take a look. So to swap it, you're going to lift up on the chin and open up the head. And then slide the face out. And you can see there's like a T-shaped tab to hold it on. And then grab your next face and slide that back in. Close up your head. And this is a slightly different frowning face without the smile lines here, but that looks pretty good. Here he is with a grinning face, evil grin. There he is with a gritting face, kind of angry. There he is with a maniacal laughing face. I really like that one. There he is with a more aggressive teeth greeting face. There's a angry yelling face. There's a angry, maybe getting hurt or concerned face. One eye is slightly closed. And there's a really worried face like, no, Unicron. But yeah, I mean, really nice options here. And for size comparison, there he is next to the Magic Square version of Optimus Prime. Pretty much the same size, fits in perfectly with the Masterpiece scale. All right, and there he is next to his crewmates. We got Cyclonus and Scourge from FansToys. They look really good together. I like the contrast and the colors. They kind of just off color from each other, but still match. So it works. And one more comparison. There it is next to the original Sovereign 1.0. And quite a bit different in the sculpt. I'm going to do a full comparison on these two, so I don't want to spend too much time here, but they do differ in their look quite a bit. This guy's just more beefy. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into his cannon mode. And it's pretty involved transformation. I'm going to use the method that Pig for Life showed in his video. Go ahead and remove the cannon. Unplug this section from here. You're going to open this up and let that sit right there and just set this aside for now. Bring that in later. You're also going to open this up, separate the top part of the cannon, and then you're going to rotate this around the other side. And then if you don't already have it, just hide away the clip on the bottom as best as you can. So that's ready to go too. All right, now we'll work on this guy. And we're going to start on the legs. And it's actually quite complex. There's a lot of stuff going on in the legs. But we'll start by rotating the waist 180 degrees. And we'll also slide these knee pads down. And they actually go a little bit more than this. There we go. There's a little click point in the bottom. So they should go all the way down there. Come back to this side. You're going to open up this panel here. Make sure you open it on both sides. It should extend out on a slider. And this will also extend here. There are little paint chips in certain spots. After a couple transformations, I just want to point that out. It's not horrible, but it definitely something to watch out for. So you're going to hold here, and we're going to push in on this panel right here. That'll give you the space to open this up. So you're going to come to here. We're going to fold this out. As you fold it out, it will rotate to the outside. And then you can open that up all the way. Fold this down and let that sit right there. Don't open this up just yet because it's just going to get in the way. Come to the back here, and we will open up this tab right here. Flip that around, and we can take the foot, and we're going to, let's see, fold that out, fold this panel down on this side, fold this panel down on this side, bring this back around and tab it in on the other side like that. And this part, we're going to collapse this armature underneath the white piece. So make sure you have it. I'm going to set it down here so you can see a little bit better. So right here, make sure that white piece goes on top and then it fits pretty flush in there. And you'll see there's 2 slots and there's 2 pegs right here. Now this is the part that I showed how to fix in the unboxing. So if you don't have this indentation where the white part is, that means that you've got it swapped. So you'll have to switch this part with the other side. I've already done it in the unboxing, so it's correct. So you're going to bring this back, and that will plug in right here. I'm not really sure why they made that mistake. It seems like a silly thing to do, but anyway, once you have that connected, you're going to rotate this up. We're also going to rotate this around and leave that like that. Come to the inside here, you're going to close up that panel. Then we're going to take all of this, actually push this out just a little bit. And we're going to take this and collapse it down to here. But first we have to open up this hip skirt. It's on a double hinge and fold it out like that. So it sits like this. Now you're going to rotate at this knee, not at the ratchet joint, but at the lower knee. And make sure this makes its way above here. So it should be right in there, like that. This will come to the outside and come to the back. This will work its way around and tab back in on the top. So get it tabbed on both sides. Make sure you get that clipped in place. This will also clip in place right here. Get that squeezed down. And it kind of solidifies on both sides. This is actually tabbed in here on the side. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention. Should have done this before, but this should extend out just ever so slightly. It's not a lot for the alt mode. And then let's plug that back in here. There we go. So now we've got that all set. And here's how it looks. This hip skirt should be sticking above here. All right, so that's basically one side done. Go ahead and do the other side. I'm going to do this one off camera. It's exactly the same, and we'll be right back. All right, so here's how he's looking after getting both legs configured. He's now shorty Galvatron. And we'll take care of the arms next. So go ahead and lift the arms out to the side. We can open up the arm panel here. And that's just tabbed in on both sides. Going to rotate the hand 180 degrees. Fold that in. Make sure you have the fingers folded up like this. It'll fit right in there. And close that back up. There's a panel here. You're going to open that up while keeping that section closed. This will sit like this. We're going to rotate the arm so you get the die cast joint facing forward. Then you're going to rotate the bicep so you get this on the top. Rotate this forward, open up this panel, open up this panel. This is on a slider. You're going to slide it out until it clicks into place. And then you're going to rotate this down and it'll fit right into here and settle in that spot. That's how it should look. All right, go ahead and do the same thing on this arm, identical to the other side. All right, now that you got both arms taken care of, we can take care of the chest section, which is arguably the most complex part of the whole thing. So come to the back here. We're going to unpeg this backpack from here. It's just tabbed in. And you'll see there's a die-cast tab going into a slot right there. And just take note of how this is configured. You can see it's like an L shape. It comes down, L, and then goes down again. You're going to extend that out so it's straight. And then we'll take care of this. Unpeg this from here. We can move these out of the way. Come to this panel, open up these side pieces here. Flip these open. Flip this open. Same on this one. Then we're going to take all of this and rotate these panels up, which will allow you to take this and fold it past here so it ends up on the other side. Then you can open these back up. On this side, we're opening this panel. Actually, we can come to the bottom here, open up these two panels, open up these two, which I kind of already did, and then fold this down. You can kind of see this whole panel is going to come together. And then on the back here, this ends up tabbing into these two circular tabs. But we can kind of set this down and fold those down too, by the way. This will all be used later. But just to get it out of your way, actually we have to open up these two panels as well on the inside. And now we can kind of set this aside for now. And we'll take care of the chest section, which again is one of the more challenging parts of the entire thing. So first we can detach the arms from the side, rotate it so you get the die-cast arm joint inside here. It kind of flattens out right here. Do that on both sides. Come to the front section here, and these arms will just kind of flop around for a little bit. You're going to open up this chest section. That will detach from here. It's tabbed in here and here, and then there's a little tab down here on the front of the chest. Lift this up, fold this down. Come to the back, and we're going to lift up on the chest. There's a double hinge there that gives you a little bit of room. And once you lift that up, you're going to rotate this down. And then we're going to rotate this section out of here. So this is going this direction and out at the same time. It's a little tricky to get it out of there. Just move the arm out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see it kind of rotated out. And so now you have two floppy things hanging around. All right, but go ahead and do the same thing on this one. We are going to take this chest section and fold out these panels. Fold out these retaining clips right here. Fold them all the way out so you get some room. Same with this. Fold out the panel and then retaining clips on the inside all the way out. We're going to rotate the waist, and it's not the lower ratcheted waist. It's right here on this metal piece. You're going to rotate that around. Just be careful. Make sure you're not colliding with anything. And then if you look inside here, I'm just going to move this out of the way. You'll see there's two little slots in this bottom piece, and that's to put these chest pieces. So you're going to slide these chest pieces up, both sides. Rotate them in, and then that will fit on an angle in here. But first, we're going to get the head down into this. So you're going to rotate the head around so it's facing this way. Come to this side. We can open up this little panel here. And I think we got to fold this around. And don't push it all the way in. Have it sit like that. This is going to rotate around. This panel is very tight, and you do have to rotate it all the way. I don't know why it's so tight, but it is. So you're going to go all the way down until it reaches here on the front, and then you can bring this in, and this kind of shows you where it lines up. so you know how far to rotate this. All right, so it should look like this. Come back to here. Now that you have that head in there, we can put this, make sure these two panels are fitting into those two little slots I showed you earlier. And then the head comes down and sits inside the chest. I do worry about scraping up the chest, so you do have to be careful. You want to get that kind of exactly in that spot. And actually, we do want to collapse this back down and then get that in there and get the head in between. Okay, so that's how it's looking. All right, now we can take care of some of this stuff. So first, and don't let go of this, we kind of have to keep all this into position. Whoops. Keep all this into position. We're going to put this panel into place. So bring this back. And this will fit down into here. There's a tab that's going into the back of here. This is going into here. And then these will come down on the sides. So make sure that all worked its way in. These will clip right into here. So you'll see a little slot right there. So get that tabbed in there. Same on this side. Get that tabbed in there. And then on the back, you'll have this. This is going to come down. And let's make sure we have this right. Yep. These fit on top of these panels right here. If you got all this correct, you'll see there's two circular tabs here, two slots on the bottom of the feet, and then two square tabs here going into two slots here. So bring this down and tab that in. Make sure you get all four of those tabs. It is secure once you get all four. All right. Now we'll take care of this. And we're going to first handle the armatures. These armatures. So these have a small circular slot there. That's going to go onto this peg here. And then we're going to use this top peg to secure this one here, to secure the top of this. So make sure those panels are up and folded out of the way. This will come down and peg into there. And then you can put the retaining clip in there to hold that on place. This panel will come out to the side. You're going to slide this out. We'll open up this little tread, and these will open around this die cast piece. So these actually expand as you open them. Make sure they fit around the die cast piece, and then give it a squeeze so they collapse together. All right, so that's one armature done. Looks like this. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do that off camera since it's exactly the same. All right, so here's how we're looking after getting both of those armatures in place. And now we want to get the arms into this cavity section here. So we can get these out of the way, open that up, and open this up. Same on this one. Just get those back and out of the way. And now the arms are going to end up in here. There's a panel right here. We're going to open up these tabs. This will work its way all the way into here. I find it's easiest to get the arm in by first putting it in there and then trying to attach those tabs. And remember, this panel has to be open. That's going to end up sitting right in here. So you'll see on the side of the arm there's a little slot. That's going to be attaching where this hip skirt is. So bring that down and get that tabbed in to the hip skirt. Same on this one. Bring this back. Eventually we're going to use these two tabs to peg into the side of the arm right here, into this piece. But It's easier, at least in my opinion, it's easier if you get these arms down into the spot before you try to do that. All right, so again, make sure you get the hip skirt into the side of the arm. And you may need to pull this out a little bit to get that past there, but tabbed in right there. The arms will plug together. And this panel is going to fit under here. Actually, we probably should get that under there first. And now, clip this together. And now we can work on this. Recommend folding those out and then give it a squeeze right here. That's the easiest way I've found to get those tabbed in. Trying to do it all at once is just too hard. It's too many things to pay attention to. On the bottom, we can make sure these two panels are sitting in the middle. Go ahead and grab the top of the cannon. This is going to fit right in here, this way. And then it's going to sandwich in between here. There's actually a little spot perfect for the back of that. So clip that all together. And you can see that kind of fit in there. On the back here, you can kind of have it, however, but I like to put that up so it's straight, like that. And of course, it wouldn't be a cannon without the actual cannon parts. So let's grab the cannon. And you'll see there's a cross here, so make sure you have this clip on the bottom. So plug this in like this. And then you're going to pull out on this. That extends this little blue piece. So you have that look there. All right, there's Sovereign 2.0 in alt mode. And kind of a nightmare to get here, but it does look very good. It looks exactly like it did in the movie, in the cartoon. Not a lot of kibbles hanging out, pretty much dead on. I like that the arms for the cannon mode aren't the arms in robot mode. Like they're this slender, sleek thing. That looks more accurate. Overall, the shape is pretty good. You can't really angle it up or down or anything. There's not really, mechanisms to do that. You do have a little bit of movement here and a little bit in and out. So you can bring the arms in a little bit, but mostly it's a fixed position right here. I kind of do wish I had the battery so I could turn this on and show you how it looks with the lit up cannon. But either way, I think it's a very good looking cannon mode. Now here, I think, is where you can use this blast effect more effectively because it can hold it, right? It can stay up without falling down. So I think it works here. In robot mode, it's just too heavy. But for size comparison, there it is next to the FT-10 Optimus Prime. And nice big alt mode here. So fits in well in the Masterpiece scale. I mean, who knows what size this cannon's really supposed to be, but it was big in the cartoon and in the movie. And for another comparison, there it is with the trio, Cyclonus and Scourge. And yes, they do look good together. Nice team here overall. I don't know if they ever all appeared in alt mode in any episodes, but it does look cool to see them together. So final recommendations on the FansToys Sovereign 2.0. I do have some reservations here, but I'm still going to give this a 4 to 5. I'll recommend it. The robot mode looks spectacular. The paint job, the sculpt, the overall just look, the accessories, everything really looks good. The only accessory I just thought was kind of trash was this. This is just too heavy to hold it. But other than that, all the faces, everything else looks really good and works well. Alt mode also looks really good, but the transformation is just not fun. It's just really too many things that kind of flop about and make the transformation kind of tedious. Also, there's a lot of parts that get paint chipping along the way. and some of it is not visible, so that's a good thing at least, but I worry about it over time. Like, how long is this going to last? How many transformations is it going to last? So I don't know if I would recommend transforming this too many times. I've transformed it 3 or 4 times. I have little bits of paint chips, not in visible areas, but in a couple spots. So just something to look out for. But if you're looking for a Masterpiece Galvatron and you don't have one, I think this is a great option. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Nick the Toy Guy for sending this out to me, and we'll see you next time.